So, ladies and gentlemen, on the 1st of October, that was yesterday, between the region of Choualawere and Kanabougou in Mali, the Malians out here can confirm this information. It was something that everybody knew about. So, two jihadist elements, they were present on the ground in the FAMA region. So, what they wanted to do was to collect, according to the Malian Armed Forces, zakat from the local farmers that were there. Now, to make a clarification, I don't think it's zakat. I think what they are trying to collect is what they call jizya. Now, zakat is something you give charitably, something you give annually, free will, right? I think a certain percentage of your annual income or something is your zakat. You just give it, you must be a Muslim to give a zakat. Jizya is a forced taxation. Let me play a video of somebody that explain what a jizya actually means, right? So let's watch this video.
Muslims go and conquer the adjacent country. What do? We kill them all? No. The Prophet says, the first thing you do is call them to Islam. If they accept it, leave them. Khalas, they're Muslims, we go. If they refuse, then tell them to pay taxation, jizya. If they refuse, then we have to fight. And if we fight you, then we capture you, you become our slaves, and we take your land, and you take where, because you refuse, I give you two good options.
Now you could see that maybe it was a translation, maybe it was a misunderstanding right there. So it was a jizya that they were trying to collect from the local citizens. But unfortunately, the unthinkable happened. The Malian convoy was on patrol just around this time. Now, I don't want to believe that it was a mistake or it was a coincidence that the Malian convoy was actually on patrol as at this point in time. I think these elements have already been collecting this jizya for quite a while, right? I feel like, so the citizen must have, informed the forces, the valiant Malian forces, because for now, man, these guys are dominating the scene. So they must have informed them of what was going on. These elements actually coming through and collecting some taxation. So what the Malian Armed Forces did was they moved to that region and they stopped their vehicle. No movement. According to local sources, they just stopped. So by the time the JNIM that came, right, spotted the Malian convoy, they initiated contact from the left. So immediately they initiated contact because the farming settlement was on the left. Immediately they initiated contact. The farmers, they disembarked from their vehicle. It was ferocious exchange. But the numbers of farmers that came was far greater than just the two JNIM members that came on two motorcycles that came to collect the jizya. So they started fleeing the scene, saying that, man, this is like 5-1. Because it's going to be, if you surrender in that situation, it's going to be a dangerous surrender. So they started running. So the farmers, the farmer convoy is not just the APCs alone. You have, it's not the VP-14s alone. You have bikes there. It's like a complete component. So the bikes actually, went after these terrorists. And according to the information which the local sources gave that collaborated with the information the Malians actually gave, they actually caught up with them. One was actually shot while running to the bike. Even with the bullet wound, these people take a lot of drugs. That's why you see that the Malian custom continue to, intercept a lot of drug shipment and all of that. So even when the bullet maybe strike them around the shoulder blade or something, they ain't still gonna feel it, because either the opiate class or the cocaine class of pain numbers or relievers, it's not gonna make them feel it. So Stick mounted the bike, was running, but losing blood, so he had to, they caught up with them. And this is where the difference between Nigeria and Mali comes to play. The farmers of Mali deleted them. Even after they surrendered, bruh, they deleted deleted them, right? So after deleting this, neutralizing this element, they took their AK-47s too, and they returned the jizya they've collected. Who knows? God bless those that were there. They returned all the jizyas back to them. Who knows? Maybe they've been collecting the jizya for in some, you know, regions and all of that. So they returned it back to the citizens, and according to the information we heard, they said the farmers actually still stayed with the citizens for a while to know if there were any onlooker, any enemy onlooker, you know, that is going to try to, you know, maybe reinforcement or something. But after about an hour, nothing happened. The farmers they continued on their patrol mission. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, this was a 72 virgin situation were earned by the JNIM jizya collectors. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the information we bring to you. You know, actually, the farmers are actually doing a very, very fantastic job. I give a lot of credit to them. I give a lot. Look, I'm from a place where we don't tell lies, right? Whatever you do, we tell you to your face. We don't need nothing, right? And what Android stands for, Android community stands for the truth and the truth alone. We don't play around with facts here. So for me, man, the Malian Armed Forces, you guys are great. You guys are special right now. Because if you even go to the enemy sources, right, there are, you know, links, the people that post information from them for quite a while now. Go and check. I think since the 24th of last month, they've not posted any information. So it means one thing. If they are used to posting information every minute, if possible, to every hour, if possible, and now to a point where they don't even post any information again, it means something very, very diabolic is going on, ladies and gentlemen. So I really, really give it up for the farmers of Mali. And in Burkina Faso, this one is very, very systemic, right? So in Burkina Faso, there was a particular Burkinabe convoy, right, that was moving around the Kanabougou region, right? You know, Kanabougou, Uruji, according to what they were saying then, you know, boots are seriously on the ground in Kanabougou. So what happened was that the Burkinabes actually spotted some JNIM elements, you know, and when they spotted them, the JNIM were actually distracted. They were listening to MPs and they were dancing, you know, with their AK-47 strapped, right? So they didn't know that the military was already around, right? So they coldly walked in a very stealthy fashion on them, and they launched a decapitation assault. In this situation, the enemy did not even, they were disconnected from reality immediately. You know, a situation where you go from one planet to another, you know, getting your 72 virgin on the street. So this is a proof that these are the forces of truth right now in Africa. The forces of truth in Africa. The proof is out there. The proof is in the pudding. Men lie, women lie, but contextualized numbers don't. You see the government of the AES, I don't even think that government can be infiltrated. I'm not talking about by enemy forces. Like, let's say somebody want to get out of line. When you join the reason why I feel like the AES alliance is very, very hard for a lot of people to want to join, you know, we have a lot of corrupt leaders in Africa that won't even dare to say they want to join the AES alliance. Do you know the reason why? I feel like if you try to get out of line, they would know because of their very, very serious intelligence network, and you might get knocked out. In my own opinion, you know, you might get these people, the way they operate. I don't think, look, this AES is the true direction for Africa. You want to go the right direction, please take turn to the AES direction, because in my own opinion, just look at how they operate. Corruption is not possible. That's why you see the ECOWAS bloc, the representative continue to say, oh, how can you expect us to sit in the same room with wolves? They are calling them military personnel. They are calling them wolves, as if they don't use military personnel for committing different type of crime in their country. So, you know, we can see the double standard, but at the end of the day, kudos to the AES forces. And there has been a lot of talk about the striking range of the Aksongo drone. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, we talked about this. So this is the benefit I think is going to serve the Nigerians, right? I think the Nigerians are going to be able to strike any type of insurgent from any part of their country. It doesn't matter the distance. Once they get a precise GPS coordinates, boom, and I think it will be bang bang good night. So ladies and gentlemen, this is just the first information of the 2nd of October 2025. It's your boy 7200 signing out. Enough said, but before I go, you already know what it is. Thank you for watching and much respect.